Whoa! I think I already watched the intro bit, but I'm gonna have it on again anyway, because it would have been weird to just jump right into text on screen that I have to read.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past.
Aww.
Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time.
Why would it?
Anyway.
Why were you confused about anything? Oh yeah, I was having a thought as well about Kaine, but it didn't make sense in the end. I was thinking, wait, she's part shade or something? Does that mean she is the original Kaine? Because we're all like copies or whatever of the real ones. How the Shadow Lord was the real me, but I'm the copy me. But what if Kaine is the real Kaine? Because she's apparently a shade, but I don't know. It might just be because she's got the black scroll, but then Yona also had the black scroll and she wasn't the real Yona. Or was she? I don't remember. Oh, here we go. Oh, you only play as Lightning, that's okay then. It'll be interesting to see how that game is. But like, I think 13... Sorry, I'm already not playing the game and talking to chat instead. I think 13, some enemies had like instant kill attacks and they could target the main character, couldn't they? Even the final boss I think had that. So if you get unlucky you could just lose. Because... The sound of rain filled the village. Apparently this is quite long, so this is going to be a good start to the stream. Oh! Use up all my speaking energy at the start. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle, to rattle like a thunderstorm. No, I'm not in a reading mood. Oh, Neferpitou, now I am. If I don't read, she's gonna... Wait, I want her to sit on nothing. The thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour, oh Silent Hill, great, and was now wandering slowly towards the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the centre of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Was it filled with tea? Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. Great. I prefer faces with sex. As in hump. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair. Rain doesn't drip down hair, it gets soaked up, and began its long descent to the ground. What a description of rain in hair. Oh yeah, Ni no Kuni. I don't think the first one is even on PC, is it? Are they both on PC now? Yeah, didn't the first one have a remaster? Hi, Imp. Oh, somehow I saw Guten as Gurren, so my brain auto-completed thinking you were saying Gurren Lagann, or however that's said, the anime. But hoy, how are you today? Oh, the quoting has begun already. Come on, come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vane slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled, with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. Oh. Went home. East? Really? Is this Kaine? That sounds like something she would say, probably. East? Really? Great, now I have to go fucking home. Before the vane could move again, a jagged rock, came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. Oh shit. Kaine died. Ah, that's the end. Not a fan of the combat. Yeah, wasn't it like... Don't you have free movement and then you like navigate a menu while you're moving or something? And I liked the sound of it because it reminded me of Kingdom Hearts. But I don't know what it's like, I don't remember. From whatever I might have seen. Yoko Littner? What? The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Poet. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voice belonged to Dimo, worst of all the bullies in the Eyrie. Oh, did Kaine live in the Eyrie? That's why they hated her. They exiled her. But why did they hate her? I guess we're going to find out. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot, Blood oozed from a cut above her eye. What? It bounced against her foot? How did she get a cut on her eye? And blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. It was like Pokemon and... Wait, isn't Pokemon good? That's just turn-based, isn't it? And the enemy just goes when you go. Although I guess that would make sense why Reptiloid doesn't like it, because you don't like turn-based. Speaking of Pokemon, when am I going to start Pokemon whatever one I have with Salazzle? That's probably the next RPG I'll be doing. But I've been doing so many RPGs, I need a break. But I need Salazzle as well, what a dilemma. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Oh, girl. Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. No wonder she's so moody. She's just misunderstood. Hybrid. I'll have to check out a video of it sometime. I probably looked at it before, but I'm curious now. It sounds funky. Just don't play any Saga games, because where was I? Oh yeah, it was a backlog restream recently. They were doing Saga Frontier, I think it was, the remaster of something. And nah mate, it's too weird for me. I had Unlimited Saga as well on PS2, and that's also very weird. I don't like their weird gimmicky combat styles. I just want to play a normal JRPG. Look up the Unlimited Saga battle theme though, because that's good, it's got violins. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. Fuckers. Good, I'm glad the area got destroyed now. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. Why not like chewing gum? He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt... Oh look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? You sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. Fuck off, twats. Oh yeah, I do. I think I heard it, but I don't know if it was legit. I guess do male Salandits not evolve then, so I'm gonna have to look out for a female Salandit specifically. But yeah, I think it's sun or moon. It might be moon. FF2 style. But it was... I don't know, it was weird though. Like the character they chose was the robot. That was the only character I saw, but apparently each character is like different somehow. I don't know, it seemed weird. Where was I? But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. Whoa. I wish Demo's rock could take my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. What? Random detail. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers, oh he's a fatty, and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Why are these twats? RTS tower defense, ugh. Never mind. Half-human mage thing. That might have been the green-haired one, I don't know. My first choice, if I'd played it without any knowledge, would have been the weird creature thing, the animal-y thing, but apparently that's a really bad choice to start with, according to someone who was in chat. But I don't think I'll get that game anyway. I do like the backgrounds though, it's like from that Final Fantasy VII era, where the pre-rendered backgrounds have that specific style that looks Final Fantasy VII-y, sort of. It looks cool. Show me. No! Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me, no one says no to me. Even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on guys, let's give this freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. Fucking kick him in the cock. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Oh, is this where the feminine penis comes in, that I almost saw spoilers with? Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Hi, crazy. How are you today? We're learning about Kaine here, apparently. What do you mean apparently? Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. Clutching hands of the village children closed around her. She bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. Why not entire world? Just be normal. Bye, Zach. Enjoy tea. Oh, I mean noodles. Don't boil nudes. You're glad you are. Alright. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare to open a single blood-caked eye. Blood cake! Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. What the hell? Oh my god, he's crying, he's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no saviour emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine.
Someone just subscribe.
Did they really?
That is pretty sweet.
You're damn right they did. Hi Beck, and thanks very much Lee for the continued subscription. It feels like just yesterday it was 6 months. I know I say this literally every time someone subscribes, but time will never cease being weird. But yeah, thank you much Lee, and good to see ya. Hydration, how you doing today? Why does the water taste like blood? It doesn't. It tastes like wine. I hate wine, though. Time is convoluted in Pyron. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt. What the? Oh, on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. Is it going to be her grandmother? We're going to learn what happened and why that big lizard was using her grandmother's voice. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage.
Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one.
Music. Reverse. Oh yeah. Wait, yeah, it was Art Beck, wasn't it? Or maybe it was always Beck Art here. Can you change your Twitch name? I guess you can. Because it can't be a new account, because then it wouldn't have been 9 months. Confusion. Not only time is convoluted, but names are too.
If any of you little bastards ever touch my kind again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock, you can count on it.
The old woman crouched down and gently, not greatly, touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth.
Ow!
He screamed, leaping to his feet.
Stop it, what are you doing? Quit whining, ain't no one ever died from a scratch.
They probably have if it got infected.
You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. Big one. That thing could have killed me.
Yeah, I wish it had. Little brat. Maybe a kid, but there's nothing quite as enjoyable as karma or whatever. A bully getting what they deserve, but not death probably. Beckott. I suppose, yeah, it still works, since usually I say Beck anyway. So now it front loads the name. I should become Drakaya Dragon, but I'm not Dragon Drakaya in the first place, so no, actually that would be silly. The old woman shrugged.
Death is the best cure for stupid.
Why did Cloud Strife go to the gym?
Because he
For
smelled.
the Gainsborough.
Oh. For the gains, bruh. He shouldn't have gone to the gym. It's okay when Tifa goes to the gym. Because sweaty ladies are better than sweaty men. Thanks, crazy. I can accept that pun because it's video game nerdy. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground.
Get out, leave this village, no one wants you here, either of you.
Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. They haven't got tails. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Wait, that was 2.
Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight.
The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead.
Oh, Kaine, she said, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot.
The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away.
Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore.
Oh! What? Not again?
Why did Yuffie go to the gym? So I could look at her getting sweaty. Reptile 9 lewd, Reptile 9 lewd, Reptile 9 lewd.
Oh! Oh, it's Yuffie though. Yuffie. You can have her. I guess I would still look, but at the end of the day, if she comes over with interest in me, she can bog off. Because she's just gonna steal stuff. The silly cut. Oh! Thanks, Reptiloid. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below.
Everyone hates me, they think I cause bad things to happen, they think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead.
As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her neck. I mean shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Great, now she's bullying her as well.
Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross in. You've got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?
The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of... Wait.
You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it.
As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. Aww. What is all creation? Oh, that's a limit break, isn't it? Yeah. There should be a white materia. The only single one, and it never explains what it is. You just get it after spending a night with one of the characters. Sharing an umbrella? What? Wait, you spilled boiling water on your hand? Bloody hell. What a foolish mortal, but welcome back. Don't do that in future. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, and when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence. I guess she learned her foul-mouthed hussy. No, that was bad voice, that was old voice. She became a bad-mouthed hussy from learning from her grandma. And their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears of blood caking her face, not blood cake again, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. I guess blood cake was the word of the day in the office. Who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. Yeah. Especially if the burns end up causing, like, blistering later when it's healing and stuff. It's gross. Blisters are mouldy. And yet at the same time it's fascinating what the body does in reaction to stuff. Why does it blister? Isn't it to protect the skin under it while it recovers? Or something like that. A defense bubble. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her.
Do I make you sick, Grandma? Course not, don't be an ass.
Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered.
But my body, it's not normal.
If I was normal, then Mum and Dad wouldn't...
Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they could just go to hell.
Damn right. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. Is it the lunar tears? The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. The fat hand. The vagina hand. Whoa, does that mean Zack is left-handed? Weirdo. You're an abnormal freak, not really. Try to take trees. Oh dear. Yeah. I don't know how people do forget to put oven mitts on, like they're big chunky things and you would notice if they were there or not. But I guess a moment of mindlessness. Oh, I guess it fits then. The weeby weirdo-ness stretches as far as your hand weirdo-ness. And something, I don't know. What? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?
Now she's rich. Lunatiers were legendary flowers, they still are. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. And she still has it in a little hut outside. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these?
Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping.
Yeah, right. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her leg fingers. I'm a weirdo and I'm right-handed. We're just two different breeds of weirdo, I guess. But yeah, normal's boring. Who likes vanilla anyway? Vanilla is just default flavour.
Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you.
Kaine blushed and turned away. Oh, romance! You think I'm pretty?
Course you are. What a fool thing to say.
God, thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled.
We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine.
Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. No wonder she was so pissed at that creature for pretending to be her grandmother. Chocolate, maybe. No, I'd probably still have whatever her name is, the vanilla one as well. Vanille? No, I don't want her. Oh, her name is just Vanilla. No, I'll just have all of them, they're cat girls. And cat girls are cat girls, you know? If an anime has a cat girl, she's instantly the best character. Just like Marl, was that her name? In Vision of Escaflowne. And Koto in Yu Yu Hakusho. Although Juri was better, the, like, fish girl, whatever she was, fish lizard. Smell. Oh. Yeah. She learned the foul mouth from her grandmother, and then I guess her grandmother dies somehow. I wonder how though. Probably from a shade. Maybe from that shade. I don't know. We'll find out. Play it and find out. Yeah, you can have Koto then. And I'll have Juri. Juri Rig. Kaine struggled to their feet as they began the long walk home. Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away in the wind. What, you can't grip smoke with all your might? The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape, I have a home now. Grandma loves me and that's enough, even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and deep, and where did I get deep from? And into the cloudy sky. Bloody, the bot is at it again. I'll just get rid of this bot. It's useless. Carol? I don't know who that is. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished. Holy shit, how did you know there was a million? Did you count them? Seemingly taken away on the breeze. Oh, finally! Wait. No. No! How much more of this is there? In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. Yeah, I bet he's got some master work to do with his wood. Master. Bait. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as it could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Prickone? It's Michonne, but prick version. Or something. Princess Connect? What the... What a weird name. Typical of anime. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Frustration isn't deadly. Stupid piece of shit axe! Oh wait, that's grandmother. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Why does cursing make you blush? Do you have a fetish for anger? Grandma, called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. Oh, chips, yum. One spun past Kaine, close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance. Oh yeah, only said she took a step back. How did she get to a safe distance just by a single step? A single scuttling step? She cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted. Grandma! Do you need help? Or is this Grandma? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something. The axe poised to strike another wobbly blow. Paused in midair, the old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can get the water? Shades have been restless lately and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Oh, one of those that you jump on in Shovel Knight. That's the thirst thing that I think of when I think of that. Hydration. I'm not going to miss a single one today. Probably am. What even is... Oh right. Prickon is Princess Connect, I guess. I was wondering what that was. Ah, a pre-wettened 69. And a posture for the most comfortable of 69s. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs. Is it? Yeah, I guess so. I'd rather chop wood than gather water, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, a long fist. Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence and a good distance from the hairy. It's a shit bot. Oh, moved. What about me today? If it gets this wrong, I'm gonna uninstall it. Oh. Yep. Bye Moobot, you're being removed after this stream. Then again, no number is high enough to be accurately portrayed. It would have to be pi. Whatever pi is, I don't remember. I don't remember what number. It's a shit bot. The worst bot I've ever encountered in life. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. 14? God, thought you loved me. Whatever. Gonna delete you as well after the stream then. What is that anyway? It's hello neighbour. No, it isn't. Oh, this bloody thing. That's okay. I keep having to adjust my robe a bit today because it's all dodgy for some reason, but I think I've got it now. Kaine enjoyed the solitude and harboured a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore.